Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start solving these trig equations. Instead of just solving for x, what we're going to do is we're going to you want your answer to be sine x, cosine x, tangent x, or the other three trig functions. You want that to equal some number. That's what we're going to do. So we have an equation like this. We have tangent of x plus the square root of 3 equals 0. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to solve for tangent of x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract square root of 3 from both sides. If I subtract square root of 3 from both sides, tangent of x will equal negative square root of 3. So that is actually all you have to do. You're just trying to solve for the trigonometric equation. So right here we have tangent of x equals negative square root of 3. Let's go ahead and look at our trig bit sheet. And we want to see where does it tangent of x equal negative square root of 3. So right here, it's right here. I can see negative square root of 3. I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, so I'm looking at tangent of x, which is this column right here. And I'm looking negative square root of 3, which corresponds with 2 pi over 3. And it is also negative square root of 3 here, which corresponds with 5 pi over 3. So the answer is going to be x equals 2 pi over 3 or 5 pi over 3. Okay, now what happens is tangent of x repeats itself continuously. What is the period again of tangent of x? Think about that for 1 second. What is the period of tangent of x? And the period of tangent of x is pi. So what we can see here is that our answers will be 2 pi over 3 plus another pi. Let's look at that. 2 pi over 3 plus pi. Okay. So if I do that, that's going to be 2 pi over 3. I'm going to convert that into a fraction, plus 3 pi over 3. And that would be 5 pi over 3. Look at that. That is one of the answers we had. Sorry about that. I'll stop it for a moment here so you can see what I did there. Okay, so again, just to repeat, I had 2 pi over 3 plus another pi, because that's the period. Look at that. I get 5 pi over 3. Now, I'll bet you $100 right now that if I add another pi to that, that will also be an answer. So if I'm going to have 5 pi over 3 plus pi, okay, that's going to be another 3 pi over 3. That equals 8 pi over 3. I will bet you $100 right now that that is an answer. Let's check it with our calculator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in, turn this on, okay. Let's make sure our mode's in radian. It is, okay. I want to see if tangent of 8 pi over 3, so I'm going to check my answer right now. Tangent of 8 pi over 3, what does that equal? Okay, that equals negative 1.732. Let's see if that's the same thing as a negative square root of 3. So negative square root of 3. Aha, it is. So that is what the point we're saying is that you can add another pi to all your answers, and therefore you will get the same answer. If you want to look at this graphically now, this is what tangent of x looks like. So if I have it, it looks something like this. I'm just going to do a rough drawing of it. Okay, it looks something like that. That's tangent of x on an xy plane. Okay, and I want to know where it equals a negative square root of 3. Again, that's where that was about negative 1.7. So let's say it's like right here. So this answer would correspond with x equals 2 pi over 3. And now my period again is 1 pi. So let's say now I'm going backwards. I'm subtracting a pi. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So that's going to be negative pi over 3. That is also an answer. So if I put in negative pi, tangent of negative pi over 3, I should get negative square root of 3. Why don't we check that right now too? Tangent of negative pi over 3. That is also negative square root of 3. You can see you're going to get infinite amount of answers. So here, again, I can also subtract again another pi. It would be negative 4 pi over 3. I'm going to get an infinite amount of answers. The way you're going to write this answer right now is you're going to say 2 pi over 3, I should say x equals 2 pi over 3 plus n pi, n pi, where n is any integer. Okay, when you get, this is how you must write your answer like on a test. If it doesn't say a certain interval, there are an infinite amount of answers because it could be any integer you want, and that would be the answer. So you have to be very careful here. You must write 2 pi over 3 plus n pi. We will accept that as an answer on your test. You do not have to say n is any integer. That would be a given from now on. But here you can see the answer is 2 pi over 3 plus n pi.